little dreamers, and welcome to our magical story corner. Are you ready for an adventure? Today, we're visiting a bright, sunny meadow to meet a very fast hare and a very wise tortoise. Once upon a time, in this beautiful meadow, there lived a hare who was incredibly proud of his speed. Every single day, he'd zip around, boasting to anyone who would listen, "I'm the fastest in the whole forest. No one can beat me in a race." He'd wiggle his nose and flick his long ears, just to show off. All the other animals grew a bit tired of his bragging. It was the same story every day. Then, one quiet afternoon, a gentle little tortoise, who was munching on a clover leaf, looked up at the hare. With a calm, steady voice, he said, "Mr. Hare, you are indeed very fast, but I believe I can still beat you in a race." The hare couldn't believe his ears. He threw his head back and laughed so hard that the butterflies fluttered away in surprise. "You beat me," he chuckled. "Oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. A slowpoke like you." But the tortoise simply smiled his serene little smile and replied, "We shall see. Let's have a race and find out." The hare, still laughing, agreed immediately. "Fine, let's race tomorrow morning. I'll show everyone just how incredibly fast I am and how silly you are." The next morning, the sun peeked over the hills, and all the animals gathered at the starting line. The forest was buzzing with excitement. The squirrel, acting as the race official, held up a big green leaf. "On your marks, get set, go," he chirped. And just like that, the hare shot off like a rocket. He was a blur of white fur, kicking up dust as he zoomed down the path. In just a few seconds, the tortoise was a tiny dot in the distance. The hare glanced back, a smug grin on his face. "Ha, this is too easy," he thought. "That slow old tortoise will take all day to get here." Feeling very confident and a little bit lazy, the hare spotted a cozy, shady patch of grass under a big oak tree. "You know what?" he said to himself with a yawn. "I have more than enough time for a little nap. I'll just rest my eyes for a bit." And so, he curled up and drifted off to sleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept going. He didn't rush, and he didn't worry. He just took one slow, steady step after another. Plod, plod, plod. He moved past bright yellow dandelions, carefully climbed over little pebbles, and pushed his way through the tall, tickly grass. He kept his eyes on the path ahead, never stopping, never giving up. The other animals, who had spread out along the race course, began to cheer for him. "Go, tortoise, go. You can do it. Keep going," they shouted encouragingly. Their cheers gave the tortoise a little boost of energy, and he kept on moving, slow and steady. Hours went by. The sun climbed high into the sky and began to set. The tortoise, still plodding along, could finally see the finish line in the distance. He was getting closer and closer with every determined step. Just then, the hare woke up with a big stretch and a yawn. He blinked his eyes and looked around. "Oh no, the race," he gasped. He saw the sun was low and realized he had slept for a long, long time. He jumped to his feet and ran as fast as he possibly could, his long ears flapping wildly in the wind. He was a streak of lightning, desperate to catch up. But as he skidded to a halt at the end of the path, his heart sank. The tortoise had already crossed the finish line. All the animals were clapping and cheering, tossing flower petals into the air. "Hooray for the tortoise!" they cried. The tortoise smiled humbly at his friends. He looked at the panting, defeated hare and said gently, "Slow and steady wins the race." The hare hung his head, his ears drooping. "You're right, my friend," he admitted. "I was too proud and let my talent make me lazy." "You won because you never gave up." From that day forward, the hare never bragged about his speed again. He learned that being fast wasn't everything. And the tortoise, our quiet little hero, taught everyone in the forest a very important lesson. It doesn't matter if you start slow, as long as you are determined, patient, and you keep on going. And that's the end of our wonderful story, little friends. Remember, Being steady and kind will always help you reach your goals. We hope you loved it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and tap the little bell so you won't miss our next story adventure. Bye bye for now.